during a visit to Gaborone, Botswana, honored to meet with H.E. Mogwetsi Masisi. President Mogwetsi Masisi of the Republic of Botswana has reiterated his government's commitment to successfully co-host the 15th U.S.-Africa Business Summit in Botswana later this year. President Masisi noted that the key cabinet officials were ready to mobilize their ministries and work collaboratively with Corporate Council on Africa and the private sector to organize a highly successful summit. Following several days of government and private sector meetings as well as site visits, Corporate Council on Africa CCA President Flory Lisa was pleased to announce with Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry Honorable Msi Ngafila that the summit will be held July 11th to 14th, 2023 in Gaborone. The announcement was made Friday, February 3rd, 2023 at the Minister's office, along with the signing of an agreement between CCA and the government of Botswana. The U.S.-Africa Business Summit is the Corporate Council on Africa's premier annual event, bringing together African heads of states, senior U.S. and African government officials, and top CEOs and senior business executives from the U.S. and Africa, spanning major business sectors that are critical to the continent's development. The South African rand hit a fresh record low in early trade on Thursday, extending a low trail from May on the back of soaring investor sentiment. The rand remains entrenched in the 19.50 rands to 20 rands range, but short-term risk remain for a breach of the 20 rand level as investor outflows continue and exporter inflows remain limited. Worsening rolling blackout and U.S. allegations that South Africa had supplied arms to Russia last year have left a sour taste in investors' mouth. This sent the currency into a tailspin in May, where it lost over 7% against the dollar. And to stories from other parts of the world, where Kyiv regional police say 3 people have died, including an 11-year-old girl in a new nighttime missile attack on Kyiv. Russia has been subjecting the Ukrainian capital to regular aerial strikes with missiles and drones. The latest attack, in which 11 people were reported injured, occurred in the eastern Desnyaki and Dniprovsky districts. This is the 4th attack this week and comes after 17 strikes were launched on the Ukrainian capital throughout May, most which took place at night. Meanwhile, Russian-backed officials in the occupied part of Ukraine's eastern Luhansk region said 5 people had been killed and 19 injured by Ukrainian shelling at a poultry farm on Wednesday. And the House of Representatives has approved a deal to allow the United States to borrow more money days before the world's biggest economy is due to start defaulting on its debt. The measure easily passed the chamber by a vote of 314 to 117, despite some defections on both sides of the aisle. The Senate must vote on the bill later this week before President Joe Biden can sign it into law. The government is forecast to hit its borrowing limit on Monday, 5th June, which would leave a margin for error as lawmakers race to avoid the U.S. defaulting on its $31.4 trillion debt, which underpins the global financial system. A default would mean the government could not borrow any more money or pay all of its bills. It would also wreak havoc on the global economy, affecting prices and mortgage rates in other countries. And that is the much we can take on the business now today. Thank you so much for being a part of it.